Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic is the electoral bond. So, the Election Commission of India, the reforms in the process, has launched the electoral bond, by which individuals, corporates, institutions who want to contribute to political parties to contribute to electoral bond to be sold through the State Bank of India. So, for a considerable amount of time, civil society has been advocating for increased voter empowerment to better access to background information on the candidates running for office and increase transparency in the murky world of political funding. This is for bringing transparency in the electoral funding. PIL, public interest litigation, has proven to be an effective tool in this case. The foundation of the campaign is the citizens' democratic right to inform, RTI, right to information, which is essential to the constitution's basic right to free speech and expression. The corporate donor is hidden. The electoral fund scheme, which provides incentive for political donation through banking channels, was held as a real attempt to improve electoral democracy because the person who wants to contribute to political parties must contribute his genuine money to the banks. They should not give his black money by giving cash, but only should give through bank account in the form of electoral bond. Because donation beyond 2000 rupees in cash is strictly prohibited right now. But the Finance Act of 2016 retroactively amended the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act to allow donation to political party by Indian subsidiaries of foreign corporations. They can contribute to political parties. This amendment was done in 2016 by the Indian subsidiary of foreign companies can contribute to political parties in India. Despite strong objection from the RBI, Election Commission of India and opposition parties, this was followed by an overhaul of the regulatory framework consisting of the Representation of the People Act, the Company Act 2013, the Income Tax Act and the RBI Act to the Finance Act of 2017. The Finance Act of 2017 changed all these to facilitate contribution by the Indian subsidiary of foreign companies in India. They can contribute heavily to the political fund of political parties. The finance bill's clever incorporation of the amending bills ensured the legislative proposals seamless passage by essentially bypassing the Rajya Sabha deliberate because as it was introduced in the finance bill, Rajya Sabha has very less power and government was able to pass it seamlessly because government want to pass it to its own benefit. The party in power, the BJP. The PIL was filed by Common Cause and the Association for Democratic Reforms to contest the constitutionality of the Finance Act 2017 amendments several months prior to the EBS promulgation. The petition argued that none of the permitted limitations under Article 19(2) would stop these amendments from violating citizens' fundamental rights to know, as stated in Article 19(1)(a). According to the petition, the contested amendments encourage corrupt behavior by raising the ceiling on corporate donation and permitting contribution from self and loss-making companies, endangering the nation's sovereignty and working against transparency. Consequently, the nexus between politics and big business was rendered more opaque because to this, so the contribution by the foreign companies was made in hidden way, so this made the system more opaque. With the use of this tool, foreign governments, corporate lobbyists, and special interest groups would be able to adversely affect national governance and gain harm grip over the electoral process by contributing financially to the political parties. The amendments undermine the constitutional role of the Election Commission of India and deprive the public of important information regarding electoral funding by absolving political parties of the obligations to reveal the specific of their donors. Furthermore, the constitutionality intended legislative framework was undermined by the use of a money bill to change the pertinent law. So this was passed as a money bill. So without much deliberation and much intervention for Rajya Sabha, government was able to smoothly pass it. The preferred load is bonds. With this, electoral bond have emerged as the preferred method of contribution to politics. Up until July 2023, bonds totaling 13,791 crore have been sold in 27 tranches. 55.9% of the donations, according to ADR research, came from electoral bond. So through this, they are contributed. BJP received the majority of these 74.5% of the electoral funds redeemed until 2021 according to the ADR report. The YSR Congress Party, the Biju Janata Dal and the Trinamool Congress state are behind Indian National Congress, which came in the second place with 11%. Go to Indian National Congress. So 55% going to the BJP and okay, 74.5% redeemed in the electoral bond. The so BJP received 74% and Congress received only 11%. This is the big glaring 75% for BJP, 11% for the Congress, and rest the regional political parties. The majority electoral bond sold more than 94% of them have denomination of 1 crore rupees, which are too large for individual contributor to afford. Additionally, party accounts appropriately reveal details of the donors who have contributed 20,000 or more. The estimated cost of the most recent Lok Sabha general election ranged from 55 to 60,000 crore. Political parties still conduct most of their business in cash, but the electoral bond proceeds allow them to pay for expenses related to infrastructure development like building, equipment and print, broadcast and digital media publicity from the electoral bond. They have a significant advantage over their competitors in influencing voter behavior and election results because of this. Because their huge fund at their disposal, they are able to use that fund to mobilize public opinion and influence the voters by giving them some benefit or the other. In the interim, there have been 30 state assembly elections and a general election for the Lok Sabha. Due to the EBS inherent bias in favor of incumbent, the political formation in power have benefited from increased corporate contribution in the majority of the contests. The petitioners repeated requests to have the contested schemes put on board, while the important issues they raised in their petition were resolved and not when received by the Supreme Court of India. The Solicitor General has maintained that despite the fact that artificial legal persons are not entitled to be fundamental rights, anonymity is essential to political donors' right to privacy because who are contributing and to be kept secret. That is called the political anonymity. Anonymity of the donors need to be maintained, the secrecy to be maintained. Justification. Given the Supreme Court's impressive track record of extending the right to freedom of speech and expression and giving voters the information they need to make an informed decision, one might hope that the upcoming election will be held on a somewhat level playing field where the ruling party may not be able to use its huge monetary reserve to influence public opinion or public voting behavior. Then the next is crowdfunding for terrorism financing, money laundering and its prevention, role of external states and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security. The report recently released under the title Crowdfunding for Terrorism Financing, the Financial Action Task Force that of the OECD noted that violent extremist groups use well-organized network to raise money. According to the report, the Popular Front of India (PFI) turned to asking for money in mosques and public areas. These funds were used to buy weapons and ammunition to train the cadres. The PFI used this. PFI is a banned organization in India. Describe crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is an innovative approach to funding that uses online platform to collect modest contribution from a wide range of people for a variety of goals, including starting new business, funding creative endeavors, and supporting charitable causes. Although crowdfunding is mostly used for legal purposes, recent events have shown that it can also be used for illicit purposes, particularly by terrorist and terrorist group organizations. These organizations raise money for their radical cause all over the world through social media and fundraising websites. These groups, the radical ideas, they have some influence with some people, and they are digital format in online mode. They are able to mobilize the money. Method of misuse of the terror financing, abuse of humanitarian, charitable non-profit cause, which can act as a front to raise fund for terrorism. Because of the volume and variety of activity on dedicated crowdfunding platforms and websites, it can be challenging to identify illicit activities. Extremists can spread their messages more widely and direct users to particular fundraising causes by using social media platforms and messaging apps. Interaction between virtual assets and crowdfunding, including the use of privacy coins and services that improve anonymity like mixtures and tromblets. Which aspect of the report stand out the most? Diverse fundraising techniques, the PFI solicited donation in public area and religious locations like the mosque through the crowdfunding. So the Popular Fund of India. The order to promote donation, the group also employed contemporary digital techniques such as sharing bank account information and QR codes. The organization collected funds through both domestic and international transactions. It presented a challenge for the investigation because of the multifaceted nature of the financial flows. Use of funds, the money raised via crowdfunding was not put to use for just one thing, to provide a steady stream of revenue for the group's real estate endeavor. A portion of the money raised was invested in company and real estate ventures, from which there is a possibility of getting regular return during emergency. Okay, so real estate ventures. Worldwide content, the study puts the problem of crowdsourcing to finance terrorism in a global perspective, draws attention to the fact that although the majority of the crowdfunding initiatives are lawful, terrorist groups like Al Qaeda and Islamic States of Iraq and the Levant, ISIS, Iraq and Syria, Syria and Iraq have taken advantage of this platform to raise funds for their operations. Suggested action: global money laundering, and counter-terrorism financing regulations must be consistent according to the FATF report, Financial Action Task Force. It draws attention to the fact that many nations do not routinely evaluate the risk connected to crowdfunding options or operations, which leaves a depth of thorough information regarding its abuse. The cross-border aspect of crowdfunding companies and the related financial transaction is highlighted by FATF. Nations are reminded that even in case where there is not much domestic terrorism occurring within their borders, it can still be used as a pass-through for financial flows. What is the PFI? The Student Islamic Movement of India (SIMI) was banned in India. Three Muslim organizations, the Tamil Nadu, Southern India, merged to form the Popular Front of India. Since then, the group has been active in social and religious activity related to Islam. Although the paper portrayed itself as a group that supports Dalit, minority, and marginal community, it is accused of engaging in extremist activity. The patent or its affiliates and products are deemed to be illegal association by the Ministry of Affairs in 2020 have been declared illegal. Can we go? How can we deal with these organizations and still protect civil rights and national security? So, clear legal framework, establish a comprehensive and unambiguous legal framework that specify the circumstances in which an organization may be classified as posing a threat to national security. Due process, international human rights norms, and constitutional precepts are to serve as the foundation for this framework. Judicial oversight: the judiciary is able to safeguard people's rights and determine whether government actions are compliant with the law. Accountability and transparency: ensure accountability by disclosing the rationale behind any action taken against an organization and by keeping the process of designing it as illegal transparent. Provide oversight and accountability system to stop the legal system from being abused. Targeted action: rather than widely attracting a whole organization, concentration on focusing on people or organizations that are directly involved in criminal and terrorist activity. Excuse me. This strategy lessens the effect on native members and advocates that another step suggested. Intelligence and monitoring: boost surveillance and intelligence gathering capacity to keep an eye on possible threats movements. Make sure that these acts are governed by law and are being monitored. Public awareness: raise awareness among the general public of the peril posed by the extremist ideologues. and significant reporting sustainable activities, motivate the populace to take proactive measures to protect the country's security. Crowdfunding is a legitimate but unfortunately donation-based crowdfunding is being misused to raise funds to finance terrorism as it lacks information about the purpose, goal and ultimate beneficiary of the campaign. That is why the crowdfunding which is to be used for beneficial work is being misused for terrorism. This need to be checked. Then the Cities 2.0 challenge, the Indian Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs and the Petroleum and Natural Gas launched the Cities 2.0 challenge. City 2.0 is a second phase of the city investment to innovate, integrate and sustain cities program. The program has been conceived by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in collaboration with the French Development Agency (FD), KfW Development Bank, and European Union and the National Institute of Urban Affairs (NIUP). The aim of this program is to drive investment into urban climate action through competitively selected projects, promoting a circular economy with focus on integrated waste management, foster climate sensitive planning and action in state and cities through evidence driven approaches, build the institutional mechanism, leverage partnership, and anchor capacity building for all urban local bodies in India. Significance: Sites 2.0 will complement the Smart Cities Mission, Swachh Bharat Mission, AMRUT, along with commitment to combating the challenges posed by climate change. This will focus on these new issues that has arisen in. Okay. Okay. Sir, ଗୋଟେ classes ମୁଁ contact କରିବି. Okay. So, epilepsy disease, National Epilepsy Day is celebrated over every year in India on November 17th to raise awareness around the brain disorder and bust myths surrounding the disease, epilepsy. It is a brain disease where nerve cells do not signal properly, which causes seizures. A seizure is usually defined as a sudden alteration of behavior due to temporary change in the electrical functioning of the brain. Normally, the brain continuously generates 10 electrical impulses in an orderly pattern. These impulses travel along neurons, the network of nerves cells in the brain, and throughout the whole body via chemical messages called the neurotransmitters. In epilepsy, the brain's critical regions have a tendency to become imbalanced, resulting in recurrent seizures. In patients with seizures, the normal electrical pattern is disrupted by sudden and synchronized bursts of electrical energy that may briefly affect their consciousness, movement, and sensation. Seizures can be classified into two broad categories depending on the location of abnormal brain activity. Seizure in one part of the brain is called the focal seizure and it is usually accompanied by loss of consciousness. In the case of generalized seizure, all areas of the brain are involved. It is a chronic non-communicable disease that affects people of all ages. Epilepsy, sometimes referred as a seizure disorder, can have many different causes and seizure types. Some people may have convulsions, muscular contact repeatedly, the lost consciousness. Others may simply stop what they are doing, have a brief lapse of awareness, and stay into space for a short period of time. Epilepsy may develop as a result of many types of conditions that disrupt normal brain activity, known as co-occurring conditions. Example of conditions that can lead to epilepsy includes brain tumors, head trauma, alcoholism and alcohol withdrawal, Alzheimer's disease, strokes, heart attack, and other conditions that deprive the brain of oxygen, abnormal blood vessels formation called ultravenous malformations or bleeding in the brain, brain inflammation or swelling, infections such as meningitis, HIV-related infections, and viral encephalitis. Around 50 million people worldwide have epilepsy, making it one of the most common neurological disorders globally. Nearly 80% of people with epilepsy live in low and middle income countries. The risk of premature death in people with epilepsy is up to 3 times higher than other general population. Then the Jarawa light tank, India's indigenously designed and developed light tank, tentatively named the Jarawa, is likely to be ready for trial soon. So it is an indigenously designed and developed light tank developed by the Defense Research Development Organization (DRDO) in collaboration with the L&T Limited. It is designed to operate in varying terrains from high altitude area and marginal terrain to island territories. It will be highly transportable for rapid deployment to meet any operational situation. It will be equipped with all modern technologies such as artificial intelligence, drone integration, a high degree of situational awareness, and amphibious operation capability. It will weigh less than 25 tons with a high power to weight ratio as well as superior firepower and protection. What is Jarawar? He was a military general, Jarawar Singh Kahluria, and had served under Jammu's Raja Gulab Singh in the 19th century. He is honored for his conquest in the Himalayas, including the Ladakh, Tibet, Baltistan, and Sartu. The Musidena confecta, a team of scientists from the Botanical Survey of India have reported the discovery of two new plant species from the evergreen forest patches in the southern and end of the Western Ghats. The new species, the Musenda confecta and Rungia lingustria, were discovered during recent exploration by the Botanical Survey of India. It was discovered from the rocky area of the Kanyakumari Wildlife Sanctuary and is related to the Musenda Heristium family. It refers the vicinity of the rock in the high altitude grassland ecosystem. It is attractive flowers and the ornamental potential of this plant can be explored. Rungia longicea, it belongs to the family of the Acranici. It was discovered from the moist place of Anamalai region near the Idukki Dam sites of Kerala. The plant is an herb and grow in the margins of evergreen forest. Only 11 species of the Rungia have been reported from the Western Ghats, and a newly discovered plant has got distinct narrow, long spike with long, slender peduncle and light pinkish white flowers. Micromatus Macroview Microfinance Industry Network Report. The Microfinance Industry Network (MFIN), an association of non-bank financial companies, microfinance institutions established in 2009. Then umbrella body of the microfinance institutions. So who provide small loans. What is the microfinance institutions? They provide small loans to the people in the country. The key findings of the report: NBFC, MFI, followed by banks, are the largest provider of microcredit among the other regulated entities. The microfinance institutions gross net non-performing asset decreased from 5.6% to 2.7%, up 50% decrease in the NPA. The share of the east and the northeast states fell to 34.9% from 37.7% last year. Microfinance refers to collateral-free loans given to individuals belonging to low-income group, household having annual income up to 3 lakhs. Significance of the microfinance in India: financial inclusion helps in bringing the unbanked and unbanked population into the formal financial system, because earlier they depended on local money lenders. When the microfinance institutions came into operation, so they are able to receive institutional finance for their to fulfill their financial requirement. Women empowerment: a significant proportion of the microfinance borrowers are women. Poverty alleviation: provide the poor with access to credit for income generating activities, breaking the cycle of poverty and enabling economic mobility. The community development: through self-help groups and community-based approaches, microfinance has facilitated social cohesion and community development. Issue with MFI: low outreach, high interest rate, negligence of urban poor, in instances of greening of overdue loans. Government initiative: so they low outreach, so their outreach less, high interest rate, they charge high interest rate, and so they neglect the urban poor. And evergreening is one loan if it is overdue, so they give a new loan of higher amount to adjust the old loan. That is called the evergreening. So this is the process by which a loan given by a loan taken when it become overdue, so each sanctioned with another high amount loan, and that high amount loan, the previous loan is recovered from that, and this is called evergreening. So the microfinance institutions are more engaged in the evergreening of the class. Okay. The SSG bank linkage, SSG bank linkage, self-help group bank linkage program to increase the loan volume of the SSG and modify their money lending patterns from income generating activity to production based activities. E-Shakti program to digitize the accounts of various SSG and to bring the members of the group under the fold of financial inclusion. PM Sodhi, a special microcredit loan facility providing affordable working capital loan to street vendors. This was launched in the post-COVID period and is being emphasized right now. The question describes the importance of the foreign direct investment (FDI) to the Indian economy and examine the causes of the fall in FDI inflow that has occurred recently. Make corrective recommendations to increase FDI in India. A sort of cross-border investment known as foreign direct investment occurs when investors from one nation take a long-term stake in a business in another nation. The Global Investment Report 2023 states that in 2022 there was a 12% decline in the total inflow of foreign direct investment. Importance of FDI or foreign direct investment, economic growth by providing foreign capital for infrastructure development, industrial expansion and technological advancement. FDI propels economic growth. Consider the production of silicon chips in India. There is the PLI, that PLI stands for Production Link Incentive and FDI, etc. So the semiconductor and the silicon chips have been developed in India. Job creation, FDI creates jobs tackling population-related issues in India like poverty alleviation and unemployment. Technology transfer, by bringing cutting-edge technology and experience, multinational corporations support homegrown innovations such as BrahMos and jet engine of the French submarine. Balance of payment, FDI increases foreign exchange reserve, which are essential for maintaining economic stability and controlling the trade deficits. Industrial development, it supports the Make in India campaign and encourages expansion in industries such as manufacturing. For instance, Airbus and Tata invested in the manufacturing of the airplanes. International cooperation, foreign direct investment facilitates India's entry into the global economy. Okay, so this because we are a nation which is fast emerging, that fastest moving economy, and in this the role of the foreign investment or the foreign direct investment is credible, because with the support of foreign direct investment we are able to do this to a considerable extent. This has been facilitated by the FDI flow or the flow of FDI to Indian economy. It has been well revealed. Then causes of the drop in FDI flow, India's appeal as an investment destination has decreased due to high inflation and weak demand in the US and Europe for the Indian things, absence of new policy reforms and state level improvement. In recent years, there have been few initiatives to relax FDI restrictions or enhance the business climate at the state level. Global pessimism, the significant drop in cross-border mergers and acquisition can be attributed in large part to global growth pessimism. Western business are hesitant to commit significant funds. Geopolitics, the strategy used in geopolitics is also crucial. Following the broader series with China in 2022, India started to avoid Chinese FDI. Technology and other industries other than technology are impacted by the decrease of foreign direct investment. Policy uncertainty, investors must contend with volatility and sudden changes in policy. Lack of trade agreements, India's inability to participate in trade agreements such as the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement (ASEAN) and its debt of European trade agreement impede its ability to attract foreign direct investment to the country. Because we have not joined the RCEP promoted by ASEAN, and also due to the Brexit issue and our new agreement with the European Union, so this is to some extent being affected. Infrastructure bottlenecks, investors are discouraged by the inadequate infrastructure, particularly in the energy and logistic industry in India. Then corrective action, policy that are steady and predictable, make sure the regulatory environment is steady and predictable. Ease of doing business, simplify procedures, cut down on red tape and making doing business easier. Infrastructure investment to encourage FDI development, the energy, digital and transportation infrastructure. Trade agreement participation for better market access, take part in bilateral regional trade agreements. Make in India promote manufacturing investment with programs such as the production link incentive schemes. Investor protection, roster system for resolving disputes and safeguarding investors. Investing in skill development initiative can facilitate technology transfer and innovation. So, conclusion it can be shared improving FDI is essential to India's economic expansion. To ensure its continued prosperity, India should look for additional funding sources in addition to FDI and foreign investment. Then coming to the MCQs, consider the following statement about the city investment to innovate, integrate and sustain cities program launched by the government. The city 2.0 envisages fostering climate sensitive planning. Okay, in India, Indian cities and driving investment into urban climate action through specific projects. All 100 smart cities are eligible to seek assistance under the SITES 2.0 program. So, here both 1 and 2 are correct statements. Consider the following statement regarding the epilepsy. It is a liver disease caused due to excess salt intake wrong. It is a disease in the brain. It is a chronic non-communicable disease that affects people of all ages. So here 2 is only correct because it is a disease of the brain, not of the liver. 2 is correct. The term Jaguar, which is seen usually it is a light indigenously light tan, indigenous light tan developed by DRPO. The Musenda cornifera, it is a plant species recently developed or recently it discovered. So then consider the following statement about the Leonid Meteor. It is brought about by the dust and the debris abandoned by the Halley's comet. That is incorrect. The soil is called after the Leo constellation from which the meteors appear to radiate. So 2 is correct. So that means incorrectly Juan. The answer is A. Then which committee commission among the following has recommended state funding of election in India? So it is the Indrajit Gupta Commission. So D is the right. Indrajit Gupta Committee recommended for state funding of election. What is the following statement regarding the Coconut Development Board? It is a statutory body established by the Government of India. So it is required at Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. It functions under the Ministry of Control, under control of the Ministry of Commerce and Government of India. Okay, only here 1 is correct. Okay. And then consider the following pairs: green ammonia made from sustainable electricity and water, brown ammonia made from fossil fuel with carbon capture, blue ammonia made with using any fossil fuel. So, okay, only 1 is correct. So, A. Then consider the following statement regarding the Sarna religion. Sarna religion is a nature worshipping faith. Right? The Sarna religion is practiced by the majority of the tribal community in Jharkhand, right? The Sarul festival in the West New Year festival celebrated as the part of the Sarna religion. All the 3 are correct here. And the following statement regarding the Kashmiri saffron, it is cultivated and harvested in the Kerwa highlands of Jammu and Kashmir. That's right. It is one of the only 3 globally important agricultural heritage systems of India recognized so far. Here both 1 and 2 are correct. Thank you for watching. Keep watching regularly to update yourself. Thank you. ଦି ମିନିଟ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ କରିବାକୁ କଲ୍ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ ତମ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ସରିନି ହେଲା ରହିଲି। So thank you for watching. So update yourself regularly to know the things on a regular daily basis. Thank you.